Yangtze River and Jialing River, and to see the more views of the flood in downtown Chongqing.
Okay, guys, welcome back. Matt's almost ready. He's just setting up his microphone and his camera, and he is been in touch with a lot of the local media. Let me just have a look here. All right, just going to see if I can get him streaming. I'm just going to give him a quick call here. And guys, just stay with us because Matt from Geo Nation is coming up. So just one moment. Hey everybody, I just got off the phone with Matt from Geo Nations. He'll be jumping on here in about 5 minutes, so he's just getting his camera and everything ready to go. Thank you very much, Dragonfly, for joining, and everyone else. I'll continue to play a few clips here while we get things going. Thank you very much. As you know, Chongqing is a very, very big city, and all the districts combined, it swells to well over 30 million people, almost the population of Canada. So I'm going to just fire through some of these clips from the start, and I will be chatting with you in a moment.
Okay, we're on the subway now, and most of the citizens are talking about the flood, and all of them are taking pictures and filming around. And I need to find a spot. We're heading.
All right, everybody, welcome back. And you are continuing to see clips coming in from Chongqing. We do have a reporter called Sasha from Chongqing. She says she's going to be a few minutes. Traffic situation has changed in the Nanbin Road, obviously, as it's all blocked off at this time. She will be here live on location to give you guys a very, very big heads up on what's going on there. You are correct. Due to the heavy rain the last 3 days, this upstreams are like Chongqing, Chengdu, and all other parts of the Sichuan flooded at least since 16/8. Correct. Correct on that. Thank you very much for everybody joining the stream. I know it was an impromptu and we just decided to go live without any warning, but we are doing our best. So we've been playing a few clips and images. As you can see, some of the camera angles on the screen there are pivoting from left to right. The Chongqing-Nanbin Road, which is definitely underwater here in the Yangtze River bank. As you can see on the photo on the left or on the right side there, you can see how the water has gone over the banks. There's a lot of hotels in that area. There's the Sheraton. We have some photos from that earlier. Apparently, we're hearing that the lobby of the Sheraton is flooded. It's quite incredible footage right now. We will play some more clips for you, but be rest assured we will try to do the best as possible. As I'm telling you, at 3 p.m. today, a panel discussion will be here. We do have reporters live in Chongqing to see that, and Jiao Nations will be joining the stream here in a few moments, so you can ask all the questions that you want from him and his latest trip to Chongqing as well. If you don't mind, I'm just going to play some clips for some of the viewers that have just joined us.
Hi, this is the ninth floor, I believe, in Hongyadong. I've been told that the first and the second floor was underwater, but it looks good now. And the river road is clean now. And we'll take the elevator down to the floor as lower as I can. Let me see this side. So here is Hongyadong.
Okay, guys, welcome back to the stream here. We will be getting these live streams going as they fluctuate. Do not leave this feed at all. I have Matt from Jiao Nations coming in here as well. We're just going to show you guys a few more clips here, and we will then continue to be live.
Wow. I found a spot inside a shop. So here we are. And see the water is still here and getting on the road. And these are the rooftop of those shops on the first floor of Hongyadong. So as visitors, we cannot going down, and all visitors and business owners are evacuated earlier before the flood forecasting. Yeah, that's incredible. Never seen this before.
Okay, so thank you guys for coming back here. I'm going to go now to the cameras, and thank you for joining us and continuing to watch the live stream here from So I'm back here. Just going to be a second here lining up the stream here. So one moment, just bear with me. Matt, you good to go? Thumbs up, Matt. Okay. All right, we're going to bring you on the screen.
Are we online right now? Are people watching?
Not sure if I hear you there, Matt. One sec.
Can you hear me?
I don't hear
Can you hear me?
for some reason. Try again.
Can you hear me?
Okay. Yeah, we got it.
Okay.
Okay. Do you want me to bring up, do you see behind the stage there the, I believe we're live on my page. So everybody, this is Matt from Gyro Nations. I'm going to hit the live button on your channel as well. Are you okay with that?
Yeah, I'm fine. Let's go.
Okay. All right. So, one second. Let me just cue that up, and we will see what we can do here. All right. So if you're just joining us, everybody, this is Matt from Gyro Nations coming in. You've been watching reporting coming in from Chongqing, and this is the coverage. We have some clips, and I think Matt will tell you in a moment what is happening here. Okay, Matt, give me a moment. You can continue to talk with the panel. I'll try to work out your feed for you here. We might have to go to another feed. I'm not sure, but just keep going here, and we'll.
All right.
I'll get.
I'm going to go full screen. Okay.
Yeah. Take me off. Yeah.
Hey, everybody. How's it going? Those of you just joining or watching, we are live streaming from China. I'm in a city called Ningbo that is south of Shanghai by a few hours by fast train, and it's quite a distance from a city called Chongqing. I actually visited Chongqing recently. I also took a side trip and visited the Three Gorges Dam, and in doing so, I made friends. And I was able to see the flooding that happened in July and kind of understand some context or the remnants of the flooding. And the flooding in July was horrific, and downstream past the Three Gorges Dam, it created a lot of chaos. Unfortunately, last night, we started receiving pictures and information regarding what's happening now. And what's happening now in that area is quite chaotic. If Alex hasn't shown you, I will show you a few clips here.
All the people around are taking pictures, filming. All of them are doing this. And you can see the crews so close. And it seems like we're on the same gate. But it's not. It's Hongyadong. And it doesn't looks like this as usual. Yeah. Okay. I will find a spot. What's that? What's it that is moving? Everyone's talking about that. It looks like a snake, but I'm not sure.
What you saw there was quite interesting. The Hongyadong is an area of Chongqing where, if you were looking at the place where she was standing, there's an area way below that. You could see the railing that was peeking out from the waterline. Underneath that railing was normally a gap of space that was about 4 meters from the waterline. To give you some context, it is an extremely aggressive flooding situation. I was there just recently, and so I am working in the back end. I apologize for a bit of the haphazardness. What was happening is last night we heard that there was flooding. We were getting pictures from all of our friends in Chongqing and the surrounding area, and as that information was coming in, we all kind of said, "Wow, this looks bad," because it's obviously it's moving downriver. It's going to create a lot of serious problems downriver, no matter what. I think people need to understand that no matter if there's a dam in the way or not, there's only so much a dam can do. And even the Three Gorges Dam, which had been, I think, dispersing. It's basically what these big dams do is they try to take the water down as much as possible, and then they look at weather patterns as the water comes in, they're trying to compensate that water so that you don't top over the dam or get any problems. I was watching the live stream of the Three Gorges Dam yesterday, and I could see all, I think, 10 floodgates which bypass the turbine systems, and it's just floodgates are just sending water downriver to try to allow space for what we're watching in Chongqing last night to head towards it. So Alex is in the background, Alex from Reportify Media, and we're going to have Lee Barrett join us, and we're going to go through some clips. I'm going to pull some pictures so that you guys can see some context of exactly what's going on there, and we'll basically sort of walk through what's going on and talk to people on the ground. Alex, do we have anybody from Chongqing that we're all gonna jump on and do this at 3:00? So we were all planning to come together at 3:00.
Hi, Matt. Thank you. Right now, what I'm currently trying to do is get us connected to Sasha with iChongqing. She is going to be rather probably 10 to 15 minutes delay due to,
No problem.
Of course, the traffic situation that has changed on Nambin Road. She is the one, everyone, that is the girl in these videos here that is giving us her time today to help us show what is going on live in Chongqing. These aren't old video clips. These are all from, recently, maybe as early as an hour ago or even 20 minutes ago. So we're going to be, moving back and forth. I'm here to assist Matt, but Matt knows quite a bit about this area and how it goes. So I'm going to hand it back to you, Matt, and I'll try to bring in Lee Barrett here shortly as well. Thanks.
Alex, I'm going to be sending you some pictures and stuff. Can you set them up in the back end just so that you could could get ready to play them?
Fire away for me. Thanks, man.
Yeah. So, okay. Now, I was at the Three Gorges Dam. I'm going to throw a picture to Alex so that you could see what the dam looked like just a few weeks ago. I wanted to go to the dam because it's been in the news. Everybody's been worried and concerned and a bit apprehensive about what was potentially going on with the dam, and I wanted to see it for myself. My impression, which is, an objective observer, was that the dam was strong, but I don't think that I see the dam failing, but I also understand the reality that it's a wall that's made to contain most situations, and there's a point where you can't contain the water anymore, so you've got to let it go and let it kind of flush out, and so and that's where tragedy is on the other side of that for everything downriver. For those of you that don't know geographically, all right, hold on. For those of you that don't know, Lee Barrett just messaged me. He's setting up his stuff. For those of you that don't know geographically, the Yangtze River. You know what? I can share a map. I'll share my little tab here. Share screen. Chrome tab. Okay, so we'll just do that, and then we'll go here. Okay, so if you're looking at this, okay, this is a driving distance from Chongqing to Yicheng. Yicheng is where the oh, that's wrong. That's Yicheng. It should be Yicheng. I'm sorry. Let me take that actually out. We'll just start fresh so that you can see what we're looking at. So I'll kind of show you where I am and where everybody is, and you can kind of get an idea. So this is China. Alex, you okay?
Yeah, I'm good. I just loaded that picture up for you.
Okay, cool. So this is China. The little hearts there above the word Zhejiang on the right side of the screen. That's where I am right now. And if you hear a little chirping sound, I have two guinea pigs that are now wanting to be part of the live stream. So I might introduce them to you for some levity in a little bit after we get through this. Anyways, and you can see the distance from those hearts to let's see here, Chongqing, which is more in the that section is Chongqing. So that is where people are talking to us, or will be talking to us around 3 o'clock. Chongqing is a very, very big city. Hey, Lee's here. Let's add him in.
Hiya, Matt. Can you hear me?
Hey, Lee, how's it going, buddy? I can hear you okay.
Okay, listen, sorry guys, but the camera I normally use, it seems, has a problem. So I'm coming to you from a laptop camera. So if the image is not great, then I apologize for that.
It's okay. So I was just telling everybody about a little bit about geographically what's going on, and you know, Chongqing is a very large spot of land. It's regarded as the largest city in the world, like 30 million people. But it's a large population center. The Yangtze River actually runs through it and across the main city of Chongqing, the downtown area.
Just to let people know, though, the downtown area, it's about 9 or 10 million. Is that right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
A lot of people.
A lot of people. As I zoom in here, you can see that there's another river that comes in from the north area, and then you have the Yangtze River that's going past. So if you look at the video, I just showed them a video of Hongyadong, Lee, and
okay.
And Hongyadong is totally flat, is totally flooded. I mean, like extremely flooded. I'm looking for a picture to give to Alex. Can you talk for a little bit while I find that picture and send it to Alex?
Just give me 1 second, Matt. Just tweaking a few bits here so I can.
No worries.
Yeah, no worries, guys. What I'll do is just to let you guys know, at approximately 3:15 Beijing time, we're going to be bringing Sasha in from Chongqing. She's the one that has been sending video clips in that we were playing earlier. She has had to reroute to the location she wanted to go to due to the rising level of the water. We've tried to put this together as quickly as possible, and when you first joined us on the show, you did notice that we were streaming a couple of live stream cameras from various locations throughout Chongqing, and we will continue to do that. What we're actually trying to do is, some of you all requested earlier, is can we get somebody on the street? And that is exactly what we're doing. So it's a little bit tricky. It's not as easy as you think. We're all in different locations, and the streaming person that's doing streaming for us, bear with her because it'll be her first time as someone down streaming a flood. So let's give her the benefit of the doubt. Over to you, Matt and Lee.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to say that it just shows you how quickly things can change. Just a week ago, we were in there in Chongqing, and the water was way lower, and within no time at all, it's way up. It just shows you how things can change massively quickly.
I mean, we actually went to Chongqing sort of expecting to see some of possible flooding, and what ended up happening is that we were in a lull period where all the water from the July floods has passed through, and it was quite normal. China does have the ability to recover pretty quickly from pretty massive disasters, and so they did that, and So I was sort of thinking that they were through this, Lee. Like I was surprised when I started hearing news and buzz that there was more water on the way. Here's a great picture. I'm going to send it to Alex here real quick. Okay. So, so back to the map here. So the Yangtze is one of the largest rivers in the world, the largest river in Asia. And it's rain-fed. A lot of the water that feeds the Yangtze River comes over from the Indian Ocean. And whether it's due to climate change or just just crazy weather conditions, it's gone quite extreme, and it has inundated the river. The problem and the special traits of the Yangtze River is that you have let me actually move this map out so you can kind of get an idea. So you know where Chongqing is. It's right in the middle. If you look at that, if you can kind of see that blue line there, you can see it all the way over to the mountains is where it starts. And then it starts cruising across the country. And as it cruises across the country, rain will fall, it will build up. And then that pile, that wave will move forward, and more rain will drop. And more rain will drop because the weather systems sort of move along with it. And so you can't get reprieve. It's not like the rain is in one spot and then it's just sort of feeding the river. It's like you have this massive, almost like a tsunami in a lot of respects, and it's cruising. It cruised past Chongqing last night. Now it's got another few hundred kilometers before it reaches the Three Gorges Dam, which is downriver. If you look and you can read some of these words, you can see the Yangtze and then Yichang. I'll show you where the dam is there. Yichang, just up from there is a county called Zigui, and that's where you'll get the Three Gorges Dam, and we'll take a look at that. So where's Zigui? There you go. And if you go to the terrain map, you'll be able to see the actually makeup of the dam. So let's see here. And so I know from visiting the dam that the water level when we visited was around 170 meters from the base, from like the bedrock of the river. And what they'll do is, like I said, they'll open all the floodgates and try to allow as much water to go through so that they can drop down the reservoir. So if you guys don't realize this, the reservoir portion of the Three Gorges Dam goes back like 660 kilometers, 600 to 606. I mean, think about that, Lee. I mean, we remember that, right? That was an incredible amount of water.
Absolutely, it's massive. You know, it's you got to think of how wide it is. That stretches back 660 kilometers. You know, that's an insane volume of water. Absolutely insane.
And so what's going to happen now, or what is happening right now, and when we get Sasha on, she can kind of fill us in some more, is that pile of water, that just pile upon pile of water is now moving east. And that water is going to go past Yichang. We were there in Yichang, me and Lee, and I have a feeling that they're going to get smacked with some pretty aggressive flooding there. And then that water is going to move on through, and it's going to continue going through the countryside. In a lot of these places where you see a lot of the river kind of tributary off into these small little river extensions, like little tributaries, you're going to have all of those swelling, and you're going to have the villages in a lot of these areas that are going to be impacted really hard. Obviously, all of our best wishes go out to everybody that is going to be or is in the middle of some troubled flooding. Then you're going to get to Yueyang and Wuhan. Wuhan is the city that's been in the news because of the whole beginning of the virus situation, and Wuhan is going to get walloped. And then the Poyang Lake here is another one. If you see it down below, the water is going to flow on through, fill up the lake. I think Tai Lake as well. I don't know if Tai Lake actually gets it, but I do know that the Yangtze comes up around Nanjing towards the top of the map. it'll wind through and expel into the ocean around Shanghai. And so I'm not sure if Shanghai will see any of it, because it is sort of like right as it's expelling. I'm sure they're going to get some heavy waves there, and I mean waves as in like rising and rising waters. And I'm in Ningbo, which is south of there, and so I'm not in this city here. It's a beautiful day, which is kind of surreal to see such a beautiful day when the world's having an expected, or at least China, certain parts of China are going to expect some heavier stuff. Got any points here, Lee?
Yeah, I think what I'd like to say, a lot of people do are very critical about this dam, but I think what you've got to remember is this dam gives the people, the authorities who are monitoring all the water flow, it gives them some level of control over. And okay, when they built the dam, they thought that it would stop all flooding, but over the last sort of I don't know, 10 or 15 years, there's been a massive amount of climate change,
Yeah,
and that's obviously affecting things. But I do, we can see there's places getting flooded, and it's a really bad thing. I think you mentioned in a video recently, there's not a good flood. Well, of course there's not a good flood. However, it does allow them to control it. It allows them to have more time to get people evacuated, because they do have a level of control over the flow of water having that dam. And, unfortunately, I was speaking to my partner about this yesterday, and I says, look, it's risky, but they have to sacrifice some parts to save other parts. And sometimes you have to sacrifice sort of smaller villages and towns to protect the larger, bigger cities. It's kind of, it's sad in a way, but it's kind of, somebody has to make that decision. Do we flood 10,000 people, or do we flood 10 million people? And unfortunately, somewhere's got to flood. There's just too much water, and nobody can control the weather. So it's just, and if you look back, I think Matt, you did a bit of looking at some of the historical floods, and many people died in those floods before that dam was built. Is that right?
Well, I mean, there's a situation with China, right? I mean, you're feeding a massive amount of people, and where do you put the farms? You put the farms right next to the river, because you want to have an easy access to all that fresh water. And so historically, especially in old China, there was communities that were built on the riverbanks, and the Yangtze has, I mean, I have a feeling that what's coming down the river right now is pretty historic. It might even be record breaking. I don't want to make any bombastic claims, but it seems that way from the pictures that we've seen. But in history, when there was no dams, what you had was everybody expected to get wiped out every year, every couple of years, every century. You'd have people that would be set up along the river, hundreds of thousands of dead, and entire crops wiped out. And it was just, how do we stem this? How do we stop this? Can we control this? And then you kind of had these situations historically where the leaders at the time in all the different dynasties used to say, he who controls the river controls the power. And so, these people would build these massive dams, and they would say, that is, I am taking care of my countrymen. I am building these dams. And so you had all of these people building this huge dam. I mean, there's like 22,000 dams in China that are over 15 meters tall. I mean, that's an incredible amount of attempts to control, but it doesn't matter how big a dam is, enough water, and you're going to have to release it downstream. And I think that, I have a feeling we'll be seeing reports of situations of that coming up really soon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think there's going to be a lot more flooding before this is over, as that peak works its way down the river. That's for sure.
This is a picture. I have one with actually Lee and Ollie, but this one, you can see when we went to the dam, it was quite a beautiful day, eh? It was a pretty nice day. It
was a lovely day, and the the river was totally at a different level on at that time, wasn't it? You know, there was a couple of smaller gates on the dam open, but the river was higher than normal, but it wasn't massively high. I mean, it just shows you the volume of water that can accumulate in such a short time. I'm just trying to work a couple of wiggles out here I've got on my end. So
no worries.
Excuse me for a minute.
I'll talk. So if you look at this dam, you can see the section right above my head. Each one of those vertical slides is a floodgate. Now you can see the one on the left and the right are open, and then there's one right off to the left side of my head that's open. You can see I think I remember there's about 15 of them that are capable of being opened. And I looked at the live stream yesterday, and all of them were open. And what that, I mean, I don't know, Lee's working on his thing, but I was wondering what you think the condition is there, because when we were I was standing on that railing right there, and the outdoor temperature when you weren't in front of that gate, which is where I'm standing right now, was quite hot, like blazing hot, like like sweating my cojones off. And when we stood there, because all of that water was being ejected from the floodgates, you had like the swamp cooler effect, and it was chaotic. And I can only imagine how chaotic it is now, as they're just doing whatever they can to flush as much water through the dam as possible to compensate for the flooding. It's got to be crazy. So,
well, I just wonder whether they're flushing the water through to maintain their level on the other side, or whether they're sort of flushing it through to empty it because they know there's a big surge on the way. Because I think Ollie was in Chengdu, and you know, the last week he's back in Shenzhen now, but he was saying they had an awful lot of rain when they were there. You know, an awful lot of rain. So I don't know if they're expecting a lot more water into that reservoir and they're running it down, you know, to before that other surge comes in, or whether there's so much water coming in they're just trying to keep it flowing through.
I have a feeling that the water's there already. It's about what was it? The distance to the dam from Chongqing is about 600 kilometers or so.
It is, yeah, something like that.
So if the water we knew last night was passing and just starting, it's got to have hit the dam. That's another thing. We're going to bring on a girl from Chongqing, and she's going to answer our questions. And so if you have any interesting questions that you'd like answered, I mean, my question would be, has it hit the dam yet? I have a question of how do people downstream get warned of the impending flood. I also have a question. Me and Lee were talking about parking lots. I mean, there must be every parking lot in the city is now flooded, at least underground parking lot. And I wonder where all those cars have gone.
Yeah, I just something else. That is a really interesting one. But something else I'd like to sort of ask is, you know, how much warning did the people get in Chongqing? You know, because I spoke to my partner last night, and I'm talking to her about, you know, I see the news, and the government have got the army out, and they're doing a lot of things to try and alleviate the floods and help people as much as they can. They obviously realize places are going to flood, but it'd be interesting because I think some people outside China, I mean, I saw a lot of stuff that they says, oh, they just secretly opened up the gates on the dam and just flooded everybody and nobody was aware. And I don't get that. I don't think that's the case at all. I think they're quite well prepared, and I think maybe we can bring up that clip later where there's those like floating pavements that people are walking across. You know, so I do think there is a lot of preparation for this. I don't think they just.
I'm sorry, Lee. I just got an update.
That's
I apologize.
Okay.
Annie just messaged me. Annie's my wife, and she's actually in the other room. And she sent me a message in Chinese. I'm going to translate it from Google. Report from the front. The Three Gorges Dam ushered in the biggest flood since construction of the reservoir. At 10 o'clock on August 19th, 69,500 cubic meters per second was stored in the reservoir, and 47,400 cubic meters a second was sent out of the reservoir. 10 holes open today. That means the 10 floodgates, I'm guessing. May the flood peaks of Chongqing, Sichuan pass through the border quickly. So that's a pretty That's a pretty interesting telling, eh?
It is, yeah. I mean, I can't get those amounts of water in my head because when you talk about these sort of millions of cubic meters or thousands of cubic meters, it's hard to actually have an idea how much water that is. But what I do know is I think this has been the largest amount of water that's hit Chongqing since 1981.
Yeah.
So obviously it's like in any country, when they build a road. I remember them building the M25 in the UK, and when they started that project, this is going to be fine for the next 30 years. By the time they'd completed building it, it was already being used over capacity, because the change in the time they were building. And I think that's sort of something what's happened with the dam. Back when they started building that dam and when the project was conceived, they probably had no idea that the climate was going to change as much as it had. I mean, this year in China, there has been a huge amount of rainfall compared to a normal year, absolutely massively more. And strangely, I got woke in the night here. We were in the middle of high winds and torrential rain. And this is like, what, August? It's the things are changing massively. And I just want to relate that back to when I grew up in the UK, some sort of 40 plus years ago now. I always remember we'd have a very dry, hot summer. We'd have a couple of thunderstorms throughout that time. We had a very, very dry, hot summer. And then we get into winter, and from about the sort of middle of November to the end of January, it'd be really, really cold. We'd get snow and there'd be ice on the ground for months. 40 years on, and it doesn't get as hot in the summer normally. It doesn't get as cold in the winter, but we have a huge amount of more rain than we ever used to get. And that just shows you that there is something with the climate going on. So when they constructed that dam in China, they probably had no idea that they were going to have to deal with as much water as they are having to deal with now.
This is a picture of the what was that flood? When was that?
1980, 81.
81.
Yeah.
Just guys, I'm stepping in here just for a quick second. Just to let everybody know, I am here, but I'm behind the scenes helping out as we are trying to connect another channel. Chongqing will be joining this feed as well. The viewers will be joining this feed because they do also have a reporter that we're going to be talking to on location. So I am here, guys, but my my energy is needed behind the scenes because this is fast moving. So thank you for joining from my channel, and I'll hand it back to Matt and Lee. Thanks, guys.
Annie sent me a little video of the dam. I think that's current, so I'll just play that. All right,
I gotta dig that music.
I didn't know there was music behind it. Hey, you know what, Alex? Could you load up that clip of the road that was that floating roadway? That was Lee. You gave me that clip, right?
It was, yeah. That was that was something that was on Douyin actually. Yeah. It's a friend in Chongqing sent me that.
For those of you that don't know, Douyin is TikTok. So in China, it's called Douyin, and in China, everybody uses it. It's like the Twitter of more than Twitter. It's almost like the video Twitter of China. Anyways, can I show a picture here, Ali? I just want to show something here.
Yeah, sure, no problem.
Okay, I took this picture in off of my drone when I was. Alex, or Lee, I think you were with me. I think when I was flying there, maybe. Yeah. We were at the restaurant.
Yeah.
If you look down and to the right, you see those under areas. There's like a red awnings and a brown awnings, and next to that little open area, that's where me and Lee and Ollie were set up flying.
Yeah, we were standing there, weren't we? Flying, man.
Yeah. So if you look, you can see the road, the red bridge, and then the roadway. And then you look at those pylons, and then you see the under area where those it's like an underdecking, like a foundational thing on alongside the river. That is if you look at the size of a car going down the road, you can extrapolate how high that is. Now, if you look, you can see the brownness that is on the pylons. That was the flooding that was in July. If it's hard for me, I can't zoom in on a picture, but Lee, I think that's pretty good, right? You can understand that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, that just gives you perspective of how much it'll have rose when we see more images.
Well, now I'm going to show you a video, Lee. Check this out. This is Hongyadong right now.
All the people around are taking pictures, filming. All of them are doing this. And you can see the crews so close. And it seems like we're on the same gate. But it's not. It's Hongyadong. And it doesn't looks like this as usual. Yeah. Okay. I will find a spot. What's that? What is that is moving? Everyone's talking.
So Laoshu is a mouse. So that was a mouse or a rat that was, I think, swimming through the water. But was that incredible, Lee? I mean, that.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's just, I don't know what to say.
So let me show that picture again. And now what you saw there was, if you look in the center of that picture, those mess of very busy, like complex buildings right next to the bridge, she was shooting that video from inside one of those buildings, and the roadway, the highway where the cars are driving, was gone. Just to give you an idea of how high that water is that's heading down the river. I mean, that is, wow, that's pretty crazy.
It is. It is. It's it's amazing to say where we were standing. Now we'd be completely underwater, wouldn't we?
Yeah.
You know, and think
floor.
about all those bars and restaurants that were all along there where we were walking, because we actually used one of the tables, didn't we, to put our stuff on. You know, a lot of all those bars, restaurants, food places.
Yeah, that table is what, 4 or 5 meters underwater right now?
Yeah,
maybe?
That's kind of incredible how much that water has rose up, man. Whoa.
Yeah, yeah. Alex loaded the video of the pontoons. Now, the whole objective of this is to show you what's happening, right? So there's good news. I mean, good news being like positive stories of people triumphantly coming through this. There's probably going to be some horrific news that'll come out later after the flooding kind of, the whole idea of what's happening right now is settling in. But this was an interesting story. This is a clip that Lee sent me, and then you can describe it in a little bit, Lee. I'll play it right now.
So this is kind of some kind of floating buoys, sort of floating. I don't know what would you call it, Matt? Floating.
They're a floating dock. You see them a lot.
Yeah, floating dock. Yeah.
You see them a lot in the islands, you know, because the waves are coming into the port, and then like the boats will pull up alongside the buoys. Yeah.
Yeah, and they've just turned it into kind of pavement so people can walk across, and as you could see from there's people coming back with their shopping. They've been to the shop, so I think that's pretty ingenious. I mean, I will say, you know, when I see floods, sometimes I've experienced a flood. I lived in a village in the UK which was flooded pretty badly a number of years ago. It didn't get as far as our house at the time because we were at the top of the hill, but it came sort of 3/4 of the way up our driveway. But some friends' houses down there, it was kind of up to the first floor. And, you know, I think similar to the Chinese, the spirit, once the water had drained away, the whole village got behind it and got it all cleaned up. And within like 4 or 5 days, apart from the odd few bits and pieces, you wouldn't have even known there was a flood there. Yeah. And I think that's something you have to say about the Chinese. They tend to be people that will not keep complaining, oh, we've been flooded, what are we going to do, what are we going to do? They accept it's happened, they move on, and they get cleared up. And I think that's a really big thing here. You know, they just don't dwell on it too much. They move forward. Right, okay, this happened. We need to clear up and get on open again and what have you. You know.
Well, if you look at like they had flooding in July, they had gone through it, and so they were prepared and had that. What is that recent memory in their head? So like, I don't know the reason that I think that blue floating dock video is so interesting is because I'm not sure where that video is taken, but there's like rivers there. Normally those docks are used for like out in the ocean where you have a lot of water coming in. So you can't necessarily build a solid dock because the tide is coming in and going down and all this stuff. So you have this floating dock. So I'm thinking that maybe there was a manufacturer of that dock component that was thinking, what can I do for my community? Let's make sure that when the flood gets here, when it does get here, that we're prepared. And so they set up this system so that when no matter how high the water goes, people are going to be able to access their community and get in and out. I think that's pretty ingenious, what they did.
Yeah, it is. It is pretty cool, man. But the Chinese are pretty ingenious, to be honest. I've seen lots of stuff like this that they've done before, and they will continue to do it. I guess it's pretty cool.
I got a bunch of stuff. Okay, go ahead.
I just want to say thank you to the new audience that has joined us through the Facebook live feed at Chongqing. Thank you very much for that. Hello. And I'm now in touch with Sasha, so I will be back momentarily, guys, while I try to get her into the studio. Okay?
Sure. Let's show some clips here. Sasha took some clips. I've got about 10 of them. Why don't we'll play them one at a time, Lee, and then we can kind of
discuss. That's kind of cool. Yeah, let's go.
Okay, so let's go.
Okay, we're on the subway now, and most of the citizens are talking about the flood, and all of them are taking pictures and filming around. I need to find that spot. We're heading.
Wow.
That's kind of not funny, but funny. It's almost like it's a sightseeing sort of metro ride.
Jurassic Park ride,
a theme park ride,
Wow. Just for you guys to know, those boats are not supposed to be that high off the, I mean, there is supposed to be an incredible amount of distance between the raised rail and okay, I can show you the picture, just to give you an idea, that area that you were watching those people riding from was up into that section of buildings. And so those normally they're looking far down, they'll see the highway, and then from the edge of the highway, they'll see the water drop off, and then they'll see a boat ship going down the river. And in that case, there was no road, and the ships were almost alongside the typically raised subway. Incredible.
Yeah, it's amazing. But I just thought, it just seems that I'm looking forward to speaking to Sasha, because I want to know what the feeling of the people there is, because those people on the metro didn't seem sort of too sort of doom and gloom about things. They all seemed pretty jovial, didn't they?
Yeah.
It strikes me as strange, your whole city's being flooded, and we've got these sort of jovial bunch of joyriders on the metro. It's weird.
Yeah, we
It's
did. We
weird.
did. We did see some, a little bit worrying footage earlier. As
Yeah.
I was seeing that footage that was earlier coming from the entrance of the Sheraton Hotel, and for me, I remember taking video of that when I was there in December. Actually, with a beautiful hotel, probably one of the best panoramic views of the city. And to know that there's water coming into the lobby there, to me, is worrying. So I've just heard from Sasha. She's just going to be parking, and we'll get her on the feed. Just for my channel, guys, if you're wondering where I am, I'm behind the scenes today. That's where I need to be. These two gentlemen know how to take care of this feed. And just a big shout out to everybody out there from the 4 channels joining us, and Gray Fox and Good Life and all the regulars that are showing up to show. We greatly appreciate this as we try to give you the best coverage what we possibly can in Chongqing. Gentlemen, I'll be behind the stage here, and I'm going to try to get Sasha on board with you next time I come on. Thanks, guys.
Just on that Sheraton Hotel, just to let people know that's kind of one of the hotels that's right on the riverside almost, isn't it? It's the first. I have a friend who actually lives along the river, and although he's not that far back from the river, I was talking to him yesterday, and he said the water would have to come up another 35 to 40 meters to reach him. Yeah. And he's not that far back. So it just shows you how sort of steep the city goes up,
Right.
which in a sense, in a situation like this, is probably very, very fortunate, because there is a lot of the city that's very high up from those riverbanks, isn't there? As you sort of come, only maybe 10 meters from those riverbanks, that the city goes up quite high, which is really fortunate, I guess, in this situation.
Well, I think that was key in putting the dam there, because the 3 gorges had such steep sides that it was allowed to catch all of that water and create that reservoir. So, I mean, I'm trying to look for a picture. I got a picture of Alex sitting on the steps when we flew the drone at that hotel, the Sheraton. And it might be an interesting thing to give some context into that. So I'm looking for that picture. But let me play another video, eh? We'll just go through these one at a time.
Yeah, let's do it.
Here's the next one.
This is inside the subway station. I can see the gas station there. And there used to be some construction going on, but now they're underwater now. Okay, trains here. You can see the water all under the bridge. Okay, we're just waiting for the next train to Jialing Bay.
I wonder at what point they're going to turn the trains off. I mean, there's got to be an electrical hazard if it gets up to the transformers that power that train.
Yeah, I'm not sure in Chongqing how much of their subway goes underground, because I know, obviously, I remember being in Guangzhou, and even in, there's been once or twice I've been there, and they've had a heavy rainfall, and the water is like gushing down the stairs of the subway, and they have closed subway stations, and that's just a heavy rainfall. But I don't know, I'm not sure whether you know, Matt, is most of it sort of raised in Chongqing, or does some of it go underground as well?
I would imagine that they stay pretty prepared, for flooding, but I don't know how you can prepare for something like this. It's there's got to be a limit to that. I mean, I don't know.
I mean, I think this is a bit of a misconception of the West, is that, they seem to think that this flooding is just something that happens, and it's kind of just a random thing and nobody knows about it. And I think I mentioned this when we went to the dam, that they're going to have a whole team of sort of right people looking at all the flows in and out. They're going to be looking at the levels of the river, hundreds, if not, hundreds of kilometers upstream, downstream, and all in between. That this is not something that they've just got some sort of idiot dealing with. They'll have a whole massive team of people. Similar to the UK, we have a waters authority that monitor us. They'll have exactly the same here. They will be warning people and all this kind of stuff.
Let's talk to Sasha right now. Hey Sasha, how are you?
Hi guys.
Hi, Sasha. If possible, could you turn your camera horizontal? If not, that's fine.
Yeah. Turn it.
Yeah, I cannot. I can only do it like this, but I don't know how to turn it horizontal.
No, that's fine then.
Okay.
We'll keep with that.
Okay, no problem.
Ooh,
How you doing over there, Sasha?
Right now I'm in Changjiahui's viewing platform. I think you can see there are lots of visitors, citizens, travelers are all around me, and all of them are looking for the a good position to see the flood. So
Sasha, are you from Chongqing? You've lived your whole life there?
yes, I was born and grew up here. So, but honestly, I've never seen a flood like this. Because I learned that the flood is the second largest flood after 1981, and I was born in 1990s, so I've never seen the flood like this.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Sasha,
I would just.
Sorry.
Yeah, I will just turn my camera to this side, and you can see how the parking lot and the river road, the Nanbing Road, is all under water right now. Okay.
Can you tell us a bit about what the feeling of the Chongqing people is and what the mood is like?
They're all like. I think most of them like never experienced like this, so all of them are like exciting, and all of them here are filming and taking pictures. And yeah, like Zisanti nearby me.
How much warning did you get of this happening? Did the authorities give any warning that it was coming?
I think the business owners along the Yangtze River are all evacuated yesterday, and most of the business owners by the river on the river road were like moved their furniture in their shops and the restaurants last night. But maybe some of them didn't imagine the flood can be on the road actually. Like this.
Sasha,
yeah.
Sasha, I have a question for you. Maybe two questions. One is if the rain upstream has stopped, and the second one is the monorail still running?
Yeah, the rain was very heavy this morning, but I don't think it lasted too long. I think it's just like this morning, 5 or 6 a.m. and it just stopped raining this morning, and it's turned to sunny right now. So it didn't rain for this whole morning and this afternoon. So I think the flood will pass by today or tomorrow.
So they're expecting a peak later today. Is that right?
Sorry, I didn't hear you clearly.
Are they expecting the peak today?
The maximum height. When do you? Is it the highest it's going to be, or does it still have time to rise? And when will it hit that point?
I got a. You can still have the view of the camera, right?
Yes, no problem.
Yeah. Okay.
No, our Sasha, our question is, do they feel that the level of the water is going to get higher soon, or are we at the maximum right now?
The water level is just existing the the guarantee level about 4 to 5 meters, and it gets over the warning level for about 8 to 9 meters. So I think, from my point of view, I'm not sure if it's still raising right now, but because I was in Hongyadong and I saw the water level looks like it's still hitting. It's getting passed through the road and it just flow. So I'm not sure if it's still raising. But the water level is, I think, it's just like reach the maximum as it flow.
Okay.
So
Okay.
yeah.
We'll let you get your phone. Your image is frozen up there, but we'll get your phone back here in a moment. Oh, there you are. You're back. So I have one more question until we move on. Maybe if it's possible that you could maybe ask some people around you how they're feeling and what if they're worried about the situation or something like that.
If they know anybody near, in flooded situations.
Okay, I will ask them and translate later. 1 second.
Thank you.
Okay. 1 second. 亮，可不可以问你们2个问题？人家正在直播。Okay, 1 second. I will find someone else. 叔叔，可不可以问你2个问题？是专门来看涨水的吗？专门来看，你有没得啥子担心的哟？
我今天是陪我们同学从长寿、渝北那边过来专门看水。
长寿和渝北啊？那个你们只是来看哈那个壮观的景象吗？还是说你们本身？
好像都是各方面的都有一点吧，多少。
没看到过吗？之前？
以前没得那个规划的那个好噻，现在规划好了，好，然后都是说觉得看那个水的景观和以前不一样。之前涨水没得那么严重的。没得，有那个严重，81年有个严重，但是他那个噻，他没得规划的那个好，都是涨水起来过后，人没得那个概念的。以前的没得那个概念，都说他滨江路没消。各方面没得那个过后，现在没得那个概念，现在过后都很明显，就涨了好多，然后折了好多，给人的概念，人呢有个印象就深一些。
但是你们也不担心说啥子安全问题啊那些，不担心哈？
好像我们思想境界达不到，因为没得文化老百姓不懂那些概念。81年你经历过啊？81
年你在不在
？81年在呀，但是他那个噻，见过的水有个大，但是。没得那个概念的，没那个概念的。
你们当时也在吗？也在重庆吗？
他是最有见证人的。老大只是。
Okay.
他是最有见证的。
The visitor just told me that they are driving from Changshou, Yubei to Changjiahui to see the flood. So they are like doing the sight viewing today all along the Yangtze River. So he told me that they never seen the flood after 1981. They have witnessed once the floods as large as this. But he said that because of the construction of the city, and citizens can enjoy the views on the river road, so they don't worry that much. Yeah,
that's strange, man. That's so strange.
Did he come from? He came from Hubei. You said he came from Hubei to see the flooding.
He and his wife came from Chongqing, and his wife just witnessed the flood in 1981. And they told me that the flood was more serious in 1981, but in that period they don't have that concept to like viewing the flood like those tourists do. So I saw the same in Tongyadong because most visitors from Chongqing or outside Chongqing were doing filming, taking pictures, and they are really excited to see this thing around. So they are not worried.
Well, that's good to hear, I guess, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. Only traffic was affected around the river road, I guess, and we can still commuting in the city. So I just drive from the other bridge, yeah, because Nanbing Road was blocked, all blocked.
are you still there? Did we lose her?
I think we've lost her.
Yeah,
sound.
her feed will come back in a moment. Oh, there she is.
Yeah, there she is.
I have another question for you. Maybe in that area during this time of day, is there normally that many people there?
I don't think so. But the Danzishou Old Street was a scenic area. But I think usually there are few. I don't know. There are some tourists, but not this much like today. And most of them are local people.
Right, Sasha, not to bother you, but can we go and see maybe what some other people are thinking about the situation down there and see what they're thinking?
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're pretty interested in what the locals are thinking. They can reassure us if they've seen it all before, or we got to prepare for something big here.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. I'll just ask this man, cameraman. 师傅，可以问你两个问题不？
可以，你说吧。
你是外地人吗？还是？
我也是本地的。
本地的，但是不说重庆话的吗？
我可以不说重庆。
OK， 那你今天是专程过来拍这个涨水？
专门来看涨水。
也是专门来看涨。
来记录重庆不容易碰到这个百年一遇的这个涨水。
不容易。
这是可能有史以来算是比较大的一次。就这样。
但是完全不担心，就是之前有没有就是收到就是天气预报啊，或者是预警？
没有，今天是在摄影群里头看到朋友圈发的这信息，看到从昨天开始涨水。
对。
这5号洪峰昨天开始，所以说我们今天就专门过来。
就是专门过来，但是就完全不担心这边的安全问题啊什么的。
应该没事吧？重庆因为是水城，它已经对这方面它已经心里头有很大的承受能力了。
然后之前1981年那次大洪水在不在？
可能都没有这次大。
没有这次大。
这次虽然重庆这边没下雨，但是是由于上游什么嘉陵江啊、沱江啊、涪江啊、衢江的，这好多江涨。四川那边什么青衣江啊、岷江啊，那么多江涨水，然后汇集到长江。是这么回事。你之前经历过的呀？我以前也没经历过，81年我晓得，但是81年没得那么大，应该没得那么大，因为那次那个洪水还是算是，不说是好长时间嘛，也是几十年来少有的。
So this cameraman also told us that he was like planned to get here and filming and witness this flood. And he has experienced a flood in 1981 as well, but he thought that it's really impressive and really unforgettable to filming and take some recording this flood this year. So he is not worried about that, but he didn't get any alert or forecasting of the flood. He just get noticed around the moments via WeChat and via his friends, and they are the photographer fans or something. They have that group chat, and their friends just informed him that this flood is large, so he came here and recording himself.
Thank you for asking him. What can you tell me what might be happening downstream, like in some of the smaller communities? Because Chongqing is very well organized, but there's probably some areas where it might be some trouble.
This time Chongqing
some different
didn't
trouble.
rain that much. This flood just due to the heavy rain around the southwest area, like Sichuan, Min River, and Fu River, just those counties along the Yangtze River. So that's the reason why Chongqing didn't rain a lot, but the flood is so serious. And I just checked that there is nothing deal with the how to say, Three Gorges. Some of the foreigners I know, they are worried about if the flood caused by Three Gorges Dam, but the Three Gorges Dam also helps to decrease the pressure of the flood. As the data I've learned from yesterday's press conference by the local government, they just released that the Three Gorges have a water flow by from 42,000 cubic meters per second to 46,000 cubic meters per second. So the flow helped decrease the pressure of Chongqing's flood control. That's a part of it. And I also heard that because I have a colleague from other media, he is in Ziqikou, ancient town. Ziqikou was in very serious situation right now because Ziqikou, as a historical landmark in Chongqing, the water level of Ziqikou is about 5 to 6 meters above the guaranteed water level, which means part of the Ziqikou is underwater right now, most part of it. So
yeah, we went to Ziqikou when we came there.
Yes, Ziqikou is an ancient town, so I think the flood damages a lot, but the visitors and the citizens were evacuated already before the flood coming. Yeah.
Can I ask as well, Sasha, what is on your local television about this? Are they keeping you quite well informed through the television and radio of the situation there?
Yes, for sure. Because the local TV, television, and the news are still doing the live stream, like we're doing now. So some of my colleagues from the media and the CQTV, local TV, they are doing the live stream right now from different points, different spots in Chongqing downtown,
I see.
as well as some counties as well. The counties along Yangtze River, they have different situations, but and one more thing is the government is sending 8 supervision teams to those counties and districts along the Yangtze River who need the emergency rescue and the assistance. So I think the government just put the people's lives first, and they want to minimize the economic loss as well at the same time. So yeah, I just saw many of the business and the shops around the river road. The owners and the staffs are just like moved their furniture and equipment last night. And 1 second, can we move to this side? A little bit too hot. And for the community, we have the property management companies for each complex. And the complex nearby the river, I just heard that my cousin and my sisters, their property management company just called them to move their cars in the parking lots because some of the parking lots were underwater this morning. So they just moved their car last night so to avoid the flood.
Where are all the cars that were parked underground parking, like the Sheraton and stuff? Are they up high on the mountainsides? Are people using the roads as parking lots? How's that working?
The parking lots are all blocked right now. I cannot get inside the one of the Sheraton Hotel because the Sheraton Hotel is on the Nanbing Road. You can see the Nanbing Road is all underwater right now. So the Sheraton's lot, half of it is underwater this morning. But for the parking, I think all the community along this river roads are like call their owners to move their cars. Some of them didn't move, and most of cars are underwater right now. Yeah, that's a damage too.
Can you tell me, where is the surge? Where is the water at right now? Like the water that passed through Chongqing, is it to Wuhan right now? Or I know that it's hitting the dam, but the dam has to let it downstream. Can you give us any news on where that is?
Chongqing is on the upper stream of the Yangtze River, and Wuhan is at the lower stream of the Yangtze River. So actually,
nope. Little
Hi,
break.
Matt, are you still there?
I'm still here.
Okay, so what I find is interesting about this is when you see a lot of comment from the West, they seem to have this thing that the authorities here are trying to hide all this. And it's obviously apparent, you've got Sasha and her colleagues. They're out and about live streaming for all the local media. You can then go to CGTN. They've got live streams. So it strikes me that nothing's trying to be hidden here, As
a matter of fact, I mean, yesterday when the flood just started, I mean, all of us, now it's kind of funny, right, Lee? Because we just sort of plugged in to Chongqing. I mean, it was fairly recent, and so we just plugged in, and all of a sudden we are informed. We are being kept up to date on all of this information, and we are in Ningbo, and you're in Shenzhen, right? Are you
Absolutely.
in Shenzhen right
now? Yeah, Shenzhen.
And so social media in China, there was no I knew when the flood was happening almost immediately, and so did everybody in Chongqing, and hopefully everybody with a cell phone connection downstream. If possible, we can get her on. I'd like to ask her how do they have like an emergency warning system? Yeah. Like I was in Japan, and they were sending like earthquake threats, and when the North Koreans shot the missile over, we all got it on our phones. I imagine it's similar for this.
Well, here in Shenzhen, South China, we get typhoons. We get some big storms, and we get typhoons, and we're always getting warnings on our phone. Right now we've got warnings coming because there's meant to be a big typhoon coming in.
I've just got this message from her cameraman. So 1 second.
Her cell phone's too hot. Just wait.
Cell phone's too hot.
Her phone's overheated. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So I mean, I feel the authorities here are very, very on top of this. I mean, sometimes we get typhoon warnings, then the typhoon comes and it's just kind of a big wind and a bit of rain. But they have got this good warning system, and I would imagine that's exactly the same for this flooding. I would imagine everybody's getting flood warnings and being updated with their mobile phones.
I think that if it bleeds, it leads, and what people end up hearing is the worst cases. And I think that the positive stories of people overcoming adversity and getting through the flood in a positive way, not positive, I'm sorry to use that word, but you know what I mean. Like those people were obviously confident enough to take the picture of the flood. They're safe. Yeah. They know they don't have any worry because they've been preparing for this. And so like I was looking in the comment section, and there was a couple of not degrading comments, but some people saying, what are those people? They're smiling. Meanwhile, there's strife. It's because their personal life is they're in that bubble, and they can see that they're safe and all the people around them are safe. And so they can take a deep breath and they're going to get through it, just like if in any sort of situation,
Yeah, I mean, I must say that was a bit of a surprise to me when we were just seeing that live stream. That I didn't expect the people there to be quite as sort of jovial as they seem to be. That was a big shock, really. I just didn't expect that whatsoever.
Hey, Sasha, how are you doing?
Hi.
Hi.
Your phone too hot, huh?
Yes, my battery is too hot.
What's the temperature right there in Chongqing today? What sort of
Yeah, how
temperature
hot
is
is
it?
it?
Today is not that hot. It's still like sunny, about 30, 32 or 34.
It's not that hot. Just 32.
Sunshine is too
So
strong.
yeah. Where's the area? You're in downtown Chongqing. And then like I was asking where the floodwaters are now. They have hit the dam already, right? The dam is accepting the floodwaters.
1 second.
What's going on there? Anybody interesting you can talk to?
Yeah, I just touched the bottom of the phone. Yeah. Any question?
I was gonna ask you where is the water? Has the water gone past the dam, and is there now flooding downstream past the dam as it's been releasing the water to compensate for the upcoming floodwaters?
You mean through the three gorges?
Yeah.
The water actually. One second. I think so. I think
Okay.
here
Okay.
that doesn't work. But okay. This water is going through that way to I don't know, from north to south. I'm not sure. This is Yangtze River actually, and I think 中间是到武汉. Okay, so my colleague just told me that this Yangtze River flowing to Wuhan. So
Yeah.
I'm not sure if the flood is going to happen again. It will flow to Wuhan soon.
Yeah, I think we'll be hearing some news of the downriver flooding very soon.
Yeah. And okay, I can use my phone to see some data I collected yesterday.
Okay.
1 second.
Hey guys, for those of you watching, my name is Matt with the Jialing Nation. Lee Barrett is here with us. Sasha from iChongqing in Chongqing is here, and Alex from Reportify Media is manning the back end. We're streaming on all of our channels, and we're talking about the flooding that happened last night in Chongqing and is currently happening in Chongqing. Behind her, the floodwaters are how high, Sasha? How high is the water now from normal level?
In today's morning, the water level of Chuntan in Yubei district was reported as 189.1 meters high, which was 8.6 meters above the warning level and 5.6 meters above the guaranteed water level. So, which is 5.6 meters higher than it's expected. So
wow.
Yeah. So for Tsuchiko is more serious because I just told you guys that Tsuchiko most part of the Tsuchiko was underwater right now. So the flood will damage to the ancient town a lot. And Tsuchiko used to be a ancient gate for cruise and ferries. So this morning I was in my home, and outside my home is a gate. There is a cruise from Tsuchiko to Jialing, which will pass through. And the gate is closed because of the flood, and the water is about 3 meters higher than the guaranteed level. So there is a warning level and the guaranteed level. If it's past the guaranteed level, the flood will just on the river road, and damage to some business shops and citizens' daily lives. but most of us are like evacuated and noticed yesterday, and we're not getting closer to the riverside. And there are also guards and securities along the river road to evacuate those visitors who want to take a closer look at the flooding.
Can you tell me that the flooding that happened in July, how much higher is the water now than was the water that caused all the flooding in July?
July, here I don't have the specific data right now, but I can search. 1 second.
Yeah.
I think it's obviously not as high as it is now, but
For sure, but it gives you some
yeah.
context to see how much, what we
Sure.
might be expecting.
Like most people in downtown Chongqing didn't like notice of the July's flooding because it doesn't affect any damage to the riverside. But this time in August is the largest. That I told you I didn't see it before because I was born in 1990. So it's about like 30 years it didn't happen like this. So I will just search for the July's data for you.
Yeah, so 81, that's 40 years ago, isn't it, basically?
Oh,
39, 40 years ago. So that's
sorry.
and what year was the dam built? When was the dam completed, Matt?
I have that note in my damn notes. Damn notes.
In your damn notes.
My damn notes. Three Gorges Dam stats: 2.3 meters wide, 185. It's 185 meters above sea levels or high. So we don't want to get over that. Approved in 1992, body completed in 2006. So it was fully completed in 2012.
So obviously that last flood in 1981, the dam wasn't there at all.
Yeah. No.
So yeah.
We'll try.
It makes me wonder how much worse that flood now would have been had the dam not been there.
Yeah.
Very true. We did have a couple requests in the chat about how do you send links to us. If you have an online link that you want us to look at, if it's showing some maybe media coverage or anything locally that we can kind of bring into the stream, just put them on the comment boxes and about what stream they are, and we will try to then hook them up. We've had some questions for that. Sasha, how close can you get to the rail there so we can see the water? How close can you get to looking at the water right now? Can we have a good look at how close you can get down there?
Okay, 1 second. I will just let my cameraman to get closer to the water. 1 second.
Okay, all right. Wow. Now, earlier in the program, before you guys joined us, we did have two cameras overlooking the river here. It's moving at pretty good speed here. You can just barely make it out, but...
Oh, yeah, it's hauling butt.
Mm-hmm. And we're hearing that it could reach, the peak down at the Three Gorge Dam around the 20th. That's one of the latest press reports that came out. But yeah, that's it's amazing. When I was in town there the last time, everything was nice and calm, and everybody was walking along the rivers, and this is just pretty extraordinary to see.
All right, let's see here. I have a feed from the Three Gorges Dam I might want to pull up and show you guys. So hold on here.
Okay.
Let me change this, and I will add. Oh, are we still here? Okay, so.
Yeah, I'm still here.
We lost her. Let's see here. Okay, so there's a live stream feed from the Three Gorges Dam here. And there's a lot of mist up in the air. You can see actually in the background blue sky. So all of this sort of, all of that must be mist, Lee, from being kicked off.
Yeah, you do get a lot. We noticed that it was very cool when you stand behind those gates. You get a lot of sort of water kind of fine spray, don't you? And the temperature was significantly cooler standing there, wasn't it, than out in the sunshine.
Yeah, you had actually, you can see the water down below the brown. I mean, it's chaotic. The flow of that river looks like something. I mean, obviously it's being output out of that dam through all of the turbines right now are open. It seems like all of the floodgates are open, and it is just releasing as much water through as possible.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how big the dam is. They will always, there is always a chance that you'll reach the peak amount of water that reservoir can hold. And at that point in time, the dam just has to basically allow as much through as possible so that the water doesn't topple over it.
So what are your thoughts? I mean, they're obviously going to, when this is all over this year, they're obviously going to assess everything and look at things. What do you reckon they will do? Do you reckon they will build more dams further upstream? Do you reckon they will try and make the reservoirs bigger? Or what do you think they will do? Any ideas?
I think they're going to try their best to maybe get people relocated a bit farther from the river. I mean, it's the amount of flooding and the consistency of these major floods has increased. So it used to be, you'd expect a flood like this every, century or more. And then it becomes every decade. And now it's every couple of years. And it's just impossible for people to, I don't know. I know that they're building actually a ginormous dam right now. It's about as big as the Three Gorges or something like that, I think, down in China, different places,
Oh, I wasn't aware of that. I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure they're not just going to accept it. I would imagine there's plans to, obviously from a disrupting people, from the loss of life, from the loss of economic, from the loss of crops. It'll have a big impact, and obviously they want to mitigate that as much as possible. So I don't see that they're just going to accept that it's happened and not do anything. I'm sure they will be looking at plans to mitigate it even more in the future, especially if they think it's going to get worse year on year because of the changing climate.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm typing a message to Sasha. I'm asking her to see if maybe she could move somewhere with a bit of a different perspective. But she's at Hong. Is that Hongyadong where she's at right now? If she might have to.
Yeah.
She's probably going to have to climb up all those stairs because there's no street access. Anyways, how you doing, Sasha? You okay?
Yeah. The battery is hot again.
Okay.
Get hot again.
Okay.
Yeah, I just searched for the data in July, and I saw there. Oops. Sorry, 1 second. Okay. 1 second. Sorry, I just lost that page. I just saw the flowing of the water in July at the Chongqing station compared with this month. Chongqing today's flow is about 71,500 cubic meter per second. But in July, there is only 42,500 cubic meters per second.
Whoa.
Wow.
So almost double. Almost double. Wow.
Holy moly.
So that's why the water level of July is on July 18th was the highest in July. I think it's about 107. Let me see. Give me the specific. Okay, 179 meters.
That's a hell of a difference.
Yeah, but today is about 180. 80. How much is it? Cannot remember it.
189 today, is it? Is it 189?
One second. I was just searching for today's data. Today
Okay.
is 189.1 meters.
Yeah.
So,
So it's
2 meters
10
high.
meters higher. Whoa.
Yep,
Wow.
10 meters higher.
Wow. 10
That
meters.
is 10 meters of water higher. Whoa.
Holy moly. I mean, Lee and I visited the Three Gorges Dam when we were finishing our trip in Chongqing, and we saw the effect of raising a single centimeter seemed like a monumental movement of water. And to think of a size like that is really incredible.
It is, yeah. That's a massive, massive amount of water. Wow.
Yes, I know.
Sasha, do you have any family in some of the smaller rural areas or any of the areas that are affected? Is everybody safe? Do you know anybody that you're thinking might be in a little bit of trouble or anything?
My family, my daughter came back from Shizhou County yesterday. So I don't think they are affected by this flooding because the flood only affect by the riverside of those counties along the Yangtze River. So I don't have any. I think most people were like. I can tell you one more data they sent me today about Sichiko, because Shapingba district is damaged for the flooding as well. Sichiko ancient town, they are using like 430 people.
We lost you. Lee, you still there?
Yeah,
As
I'm
the
good.
rescue team. The
We didn't hear you, Sasha. Could you repeat what you just said?
I'm back. Am I
Okay.
back?
You're in and out.
Can you see
You're
me
in and
now?
out. I'm looking on CGTN
Oh,
Live.
that's
I'm trying to find some live streams that we could share that's showing the flooding, but not any. You know, there's so many sensational tragedy porn stuff out there, and I'm just trying to find stuff that's real that we might be able to see some clips. Let's see here. 13 hours ago, China, hundreds of thousands evacuated as a major floods devastate Sichuan province. Worst flooding in Chinese history. Number 4, flood number 4 hits Sichuan. So that was fairly recent.
I mean, it seems to me the big cities have been pretty well warned in advance. You know, she was saying that a lot of those restaurants all cleared out their stuff yesterday. But I think, like you say, it's the villages. I think as well, it's that some of the older people. I remember during COVID, and I was speaking to a friend whose parents are in Huanggang, which is the sort of city next to the outbreak. And she was saying it's hard to convince the older people because they hear these warnings from the authorities, and it's like, yeah, it's not a big deal. So it's about hopefully people taking the warning seriously, you know. Hi, Sasha.
Hey, Sasha. You okay?
Yeah, okay, but I don't know if my camera works. Can you guys see me now?
Yeah, can see you.
I can see you.
Okay. Yeah, I will just continue to talk about the data they sent me this afternoon about the Tsuchiko. Tsuchiko, right now, Tsuchiko's water level is about 191.2 meters,
Whoa.
which over the warning, which above the warning level about 10 meters. and over the guaranteed level about 7.3 meters, and the water is still rising. And
Still rising. Whoa.
Yeah. Still
I have
rising right now.
I have a question here. Somebody's asking, do you see a lot of like the military? Are they setting up sandbags? And is there a lot of activity to try to protect the flood, or is it just kind of like nothing you can do and you're just waiting for the floods to rise and then fall again?
I think the militaries are in counties. They are serving the people to move, and some of the and also the policemen as well. And because in this morning I just received some news and collect some information locally that I know that the policemen are all out in Yubei, and they are serving and helping the factory to remove their belongings from the factory, because those are expensive, and the owner is asking for help from and the owners went to the police station and asking for help, and asked them to remove their equipment from the factory.
Okay,
and
so they're moving machinery, right? Okay.
Yeah, and I think there are I don't know how many teams were sending out for the military to serve and to help those villagers, especially villagers in the counties along the Yangtze River. And because some townships were the central road, and the I don't know, their roads are underwater, and those militaries were sent to help them to get out of their house or something.
Okay. Thank you. We have some. I'm just posting some comments here. Hi, Alex. You're here.
Hey, how are you?
I see your face.
Hi, guys.
You're looking a little scruffy.
Yeah, well, recovery is not the best thing to look for fashion, but I'm trying.
Yeah. So, we are all connected here. My name's Matt with the Jialing Nation. If you're watching on my channel, Sasha down below me is from Chongqing, which is a media outlet in Chongqing, a small outfit that loves its city, and so she's online with us. To my right here is left, right? I don't know. Over there is Alex from Reportify Media, and the little spinning dial down there is Barrett, and he'll come back here real soon. Sasha, is there any other place that you could go to kind of give us another perspective? Is there maybe in front of Raffles City, or some sort of a different point of view?
Yes, we can. I can drive to somewhere else, and but I maybe leave the stream for 10 to 15 minutes, and I will drive to or do you want to keep me online, or?
Well, if someone's driving you, why not?
No, I will drive it. I will drive myself.
Okay. Or you can hand it over to your cameraman. Maybe we can see some streets while you're there on the way. Who knows, right? Up to you.
Okay, no problem.
Great.
So I will just head to, and I will just mute and head to my parking.
Yeah, be careful.
Okay, we'll leave the stream open. If you want to keep it open, keep it. If not, we'll be here when you get there.
Okay. Cool.
So, Alex, you are in Bangkok right now, right?
Yeah, I wanted to just add about this flooding. I mean, a lot of these Southeast Asian countries have suffered a lot of flooding this summer. I mean, in Thailand 2 weeks ago, we had quite an extraordinary flood go on here. And I think, a lot of the COVID stuff took the media and really didn't give it much coverage. And now that we feel that the media is kind of slowing down on the COVID, we're starting to see some of the attention being put on the flooding. But I can tell you that 2 weeks ago here through Thailand, it was raining and raining and raining relentlessly for days. Even in the city of Bangkok, I noticed the floodwaters. I live here right on the river, just outside that door here. I'm probably 15 meters from the river, and many years ago the river came up and absolutely flooded this area. So it can be very worrisome. And I mean, yeah, if you got a house higher up in the hills, you're not too worried about it. But, what I'm concerned about is all the businesses that are located down there. We know how Chongqing has such a beautiful riverside, the promenade with all those beautiful restaurants and kiosks and shops down there. That and we don't know yet how much devastation is happening to some of these small villages. It was at least reassuring when Sasha was talking about why this dam was built, why the situation is much different than what it was in 1981, where they really got it last time. So we're looking at new things here. We're trying to understand what this means, how the water flows. I think even the experts are actually putting this into the record books to update their notes so that they can learn from this. And it's pretty interesting to see that we can get somebody down in these locations and bring it to the viewers. And thank you everyone for joining. I appreciate it. And back to you, Matt.
Lee, you asked me a question about what do you think they're going to change in trying to compensate for this?
Yeah, absolutely.
What do you think? What do you think?
I think they will sort of either, like you say, they will have to sort of create floodplains in certain areas, or maybe they will build more dams. But there's somebody in the comments suggesting, obviously, I don't know if you're aware, but China has a water issue. So in certain areas of China, there's far too much. And in other areas of China, there's not enough. And I don't know whether this is still going on, but I remember reading a few years ago of some project that was underway, or they were going to start, that was actually going to divert some of this water from one area. I just wonder whether they could, build some sort of massive man-made canal that brings water off the river and sort of diverts it to different parts of China. I don't know.
I think we were talking about that, like creating like a gigantic reservoir that could accept a little bit larger amount of water to compensate. Were we talking about that, Lee?
We did, yeah, we did.
I got a question for you guys. Since you guys took that long, I believe it was a long train ride, right? And then 4-hour ride, and that would be on, we could call it one of Chinese fast trains or bullet trains, something like that. Sure. So we're covering territory leaving Chongqing to the not just the Three Gorge Lookout, but then all the way down to the dam. I mean, that gorge is huge, isn't it?
Oh, it is.
And I mean,
hundreds of kilometers.
So how long a drive did it take to get down to the dam from where the city center is? Let's say where Sasha is now. How long, if she wanted to go down all the way to the dam, how far is that? Yeah.
A drive. It would take you probably more than 10 hours driving, Matt, right?
Okay.
Yeah. I'll show you I'll go to the map.
So the train we took, that was 4 hours from Chongqing to Yicheng. And that was probably
we were traveling
averagely doing 180 kilometers an hour, averagely, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's got to be 600 kilometers easily on that train, I reckon.
Wow, that is a distance.
The distance from Chongqing to the dam, there are two different. There are two different locations, and I think there's a couple of people in this world that might have been confused about exactly where the dam is in conjunction to the to Chongqing. But they are two different places.
Yeah, those people who got confused seem to think the dam was in Chongqing for some reason. I'm not quite sure why.
I don't know. But there is actually a Three Gorges scenic spot. But it's not in Chongqing, it's in Hubei province, and I'll search for that. Three Gorges Dam Scenic Area in the Yiling District. Okay. So if we're going to drive, it's about an 8 hour on the highway, fastest route, 8 hour and 26 minutes.
If you're lucky.
If you're lucky. And,
I'd probably say that's probably more like 10 hours because you generally need some traffic. And
yeah. It's a long way. It's what would a 10-hour drive in America or in London be? Could you go from top to bottom in
you could almost, you could almost, you could start off in the south and end up probably almost in Scotland, or maybe even in Scotland in 10 hours. Yeah.
Hey, I want to throw this out here real quick. There's a comment here. Matt, travel to rural areas if you want to experience these floods. I think people would be very interested in this. It's not like I am not interested in checking it out, but sometimes to go to an area unprepared is, you're almost doing more harm than good. If anybody out there knows an opportunity that I could go there and maybe help and do some good, I would be more than happy to try that. You can contact me on my Facebook, but I'm not just going to throw myself into the fray and end up causing more problems than helping, especially if I want to capture things. So there's been some people like, Matt, you need to go, you need to rescue people, you need to pull people out of the water, but it's not as easy as that.
No. I think as well that this water rises and falls so quickly. You could see you could be aware of a flood, and by the time you've actually got there, it might all be gone.
Yeah. Just to give you guys an aerial size, if you can look at, I put this map up here on the screen. The top, that's London, United Kingdom, and that is a 13-hour car ride down to the Côte d'Azur in the south of France. Yeah. So that just gives you the magnitude that, if you were going to drive through Belgium, you'd have to go through Luxembourg, Switzerland, Italy to get all the way down there. So that just shows you the size of this, gore. It's massive. And just talking with you guys over the last couple of days, I've learned a lot about this. I didn't realize how big it was until I started seeing some of these photos come through. It's just huge.
Oh, it is, yeah.
Anybody know how long it took the dam to build?
I do know.
Stats,
I know all these kind of things. So the dam was started in 1994 and fully functional in 2012. So, took a little while.
Mm-hmm. Even when you're there, it's actually difficult to get a perspective of actually how big it is. You look at it, and it is huge, but you just can't get the perspective of just how huge. That's
There's an interesting factoid, right? The dam is so large that it lifts so much water above sea level. It basically suspends water like 170 average meters above where it used to be. So much volume and so much weight that it slows the speed of the Earth by 6/100ths of a second every day or something like that. Like very, very minute, small amount, but it actually does slow the spin of the Earth. And NASA has actually, that's a NASA research that did that. It's quite incredible.
It is. It's a massive amount.
Guys, I'm going to go backstage here just to try to help out Sasha when she comes in here. Just want to say thank you to all my viewers. Continue to watch the stream here, and I will hand it back to Matt and Lee. Thanks, guys.
Uh-huh.
So if you can look at these geological features, you can see that the edges of the Yangtze River are craggy. Obviously you're not looking at it in 3 dimensions, but you can. It's like basically it's all a valley, and they're all the gorges. They're literally like gorged out of earth, so they can accept a massive amount of water. But you also have cities like here, Badong. Now, you can see here there's quite windy roads. They're built up quite high, but the banks of these rivers are going to be are going to experience some flooding for sure. I mean, you could go up and see all through here. But I mean, Lee, we drove along this road quite a bit. We snuck. I mean, I think we probably crossed over this bridge coming in, and we were snaking up and around and all through. And most of these cities were situated quite high, right? I mean,
they are. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's they are pretty high up.
Yeah.
I guess a lot of those won't be affected at all. It's like Sasha was saying, Suchiko. Now, I have a story about Suchiko. It's kind of the place in Suchiko we went is one of these sort of tourist districts where they sell all food and stuff like that. And the day we went, it was raining quite heavily, and it actually just the rainfall blocked the street because it's in like it comes into a dip in the middle, and it was a good probably 3 or 4 feet deep, the water, and that was just from heavy rainfall. So I can see how that, because it lies low, so the water just floods into there, and that was just a rainy day, so I can see how that place would suffer quite bad.
Hold on, I want to say something to everybody watching. We've got like about 760 people watching. Hey, if anybody out there is in a place that is experiencing flooding or has a story to tell, you can let me know or Lee know through. I'll try and post I wonder if I could share, because it might be nice. I don't know if anybody out there has a VPN, is in China right now and is in an area that has a story to tell. But if you are, reach out to us through the comments section, and maybe we can bring you into the stream if you've got a phone, and you can kind of share your perspective on where you are if it has to do with the flood. Right? I think that just to kind of throw that out there.
Right.
Just in case.
Just to let you know, I'm going to have to disappear in the not too distant future. I can do probably another 15 minutes, but I've got some I've got to go do.
I'm
I
sure
might be
my
able to
wife
get back in, but I'll just see how I go with what I need to do, and then I might be back. If not, then but yeah.
I am normally I'm outside, but it is so hot right now. So I'm sitting next to my ferrets, and they are milling around and being goofballs. This is Hey. He has a mohawk, which is quite becoming. And then
Are they ferrets or are they guinea pigs?
Oh, I'm sorry, guinea pigs. Did I say ferrets? I've had a lot of ferrets. Yeah.
Ferrets are those sort of ones that are a bit more vicious than guinea pigs, aren't they?
They are little bastards. They'll steal your keys. They'll steal your keys and put them under the couch. You'll never find them again. I've had 5 ferrets in my life. So
really,
anyway.
Wow.
Yeah, and an iguana and a bunch of dogs and a boa constrictor, and
fish,
all sorts of stuff. Fish, lots of fish.
Yeah.
But okay. The topic here is obviously serious, but anyways, I'm staring at these guinea pigs and they're chattering away, and anyways, but yeah.
Are they your guinea pigs or are they Eva's guinea pigs?
Oh, those are Eva's guinea pigs, but Daddy cleans them, cool. So
of course.
So Daddy and Mommy get our hands dirty for sure. She just plays with them. Lee, do you want to talk to your channel at all? Like introduce anything?
Yeah, well, I just really like to say thank you for everybody who's come in. It's always appreciated that you actually come and listen to us and that. And we're just trying to really give you a bit of a feel of what it's like here. I mean, the biggest thing I want to put out there is, I get a lot of comments on my channel from sort of Westerners who think that, the Chinese government's trying to hide all this, and, they're trying to hide what's going on at the dam, and they're doing all these things. And you see this stuff all over YouTube, all this conspiracy and utter bullshit, really. And you can see from the stream we're doing today, we've got somebody in Chongqing who's there live streaming, and I'm sure there's probably hundreds of people there live streaming on different platforms, and it just goes to show you that I think they're not trying to hide things. I think my feeling is that they're doing as much as they can to try and mitigate the effects. The authorities and the army are out there helping people move. I mean, Sasha was just talking about, there's a guy going to be flooded. He's got a factory. He's gone to the local police station. They've rallied, a group of people to help him start moving machinery out of the factory. And really, this is just like anywhere else in the world. I remember floods in the UK, and everybody rallies round to help each other. The community pull together and things get done. And I think it's no different here.
Yeah. Arthur here is saying that there's a massive project like diverting the Yarlung Taopol River in southern Tibet to these words. Taklimakan Desert in Xinjiang. Arthur has been he's a friend of all of us, right? I think
he is. Yeah. He's often in our stream.
Yeah. Thanks, Arthur. For those of you on my channel, I'm having trouble monitoring that as well as the comment section as well as the as this stream. So I'm sorry if comments are slipping through, but it's nothing personal. We are basically we are waiting now for Sasha from Chongqing to come back to us. She's moving on the road in Chongqing, which has the has a front row seat to some truly epic flooding that is heading down the Yangtze River, and she's kind of showing it to us firsthand. So if you guys have any questions for her or anything you'd like to ask her, you let us know, and when she comes back, we'll field her some questions and she can kind of give us some answers. But we could show some videos. We got some more videos.
Let's roll some clips that we got earlier. Yeah.
Okay, so Sasha took a bunch of these, and I'm not sure what they are, but we'll discuss them and watch them.
Wow. I found a spot inside a shop. So here we are. And see the water is still here and getting on the road. And these are the rooftop of those shops on the first floor of Hongyadong. So as visitors, we cannot going down, and all visitors and business owners are evacuated earlier before the flood forecasting. Yeah, that's incredible. Never seen this before.
Wow.
Where that we walked along there live streaming, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. Here, let me put a picture up. This is you're not in this picture, Lee, but it does show Hongyadong in the background. And if you look at my friend who is the one with his thumbs up next to me with the glasses, his name is Jim. The lady, the Sasha that made that video is standing. I think that's where she is, right above his head. That sort of castle-looking wall there. That is that patio. You think that's where she is, Lee? In that video?
Think it must be. Yeah. I mean, I think so. But I just where she said those are the shops on the first floor when she was talking that video. That's that alley we walked along where Ollie was talking about that guy who was cutting the silhouettes out of paper.
Yeah.
So
so that's underwater.
Yeah, we walked up there, didn't we? And then we went up the stairs to go up to Starbucks. But that's that bit at the bottom, where we walked. That it's kind of like an avenue, isn't there? There was sort of ear cleaning and lots of little shops selling trinkets and things like that.
If you guys haven't seen this picture and you came in, we showed this earlier, but you can kind of get an idea. That this is another picture. So if you see this one, you see the buildings behind me with all the lights, and you see the bridge that is kind of going off to the top left of that picture. When you see this picture, you can see where that bridge is. And ordinarily, you look at that raised highway, that's what was submerged in the video we just watched. And you can see the distance from that highway to the river below. That was when we went. And wasn't the water somewhat high when we went? Like,
It was, yeah, it was.
yeah. So it's just truly, truly incredible. Just to give you a little bit of a side by side. So here's a picture that Lee, did you give me that picture?
Yeah, that was sent from my friend. That's literally from his house.
Okay. And it's higher than that now, I think. I think it's over that road now.
It
I
could
think.
be, yeah. I think
Yeah.
so, possibly.
This is before.
Yeah, yeah. This
Holy
is normal.
moly. Wow.
Yeah,
Look at the
that's what it's
railing.
normally like.
Yeah, look at the railing on the walking path underneath that highway, and that is it looks like a walking path, right? The one that's kind of
I think so,
angling
yeah.
down. I mean, that's what would that be? That would be about 1.5 meters off the ground, and
Yeah, easily.
and then now it's this, if not over that by now,
Higher,
because
yeah,
this
yeah.
picture was taken yesterday.
Sure.
That is crazy.
Let me ask him if he's got a picture. Let me see if I can get in touch with him.
Okay. So
I'll see
while
if
you're
he's got
talking,
one
I
that he
will.
can send us now, yeah.
So this is a picture of the Sheraton, right? I don't know if you remember, but Sasha was talking about the Sheraton ground
She
floor
was.
being flooded. It's like it looks a lot like Trump Tower, if you were to ask. And me and Lee flew around that tower, and when Lee wanted to fly, we tried to find a place with some shade, and so he's sitting on the first section of stairs. I am standing on the bottom of the second section of stairs, and then after that, there's another section of stairs, and then it goes over the edge down to the waterfront. We were receiving a picture of this a while back, and just to give you an idea, I think this picture was taken just about the time that Lee, your friend, took that picture, because they were shared just about the same time that I received this picture. And you can see that the staircase area is right next to that building with the 3 slots in it. It looks like a bunker. So
Yeah.
at this point, I would have been underwater in the picture I took right here. And so then we were shared another picture a little bit later, and you can see here, here, that it's gone up a little bit. And then just keep an eye on it. Look at that golden building. This is it this was it previously. So the water has now gone completely over that entire walk area. And I don't know if the video is in the feed, but it's in the lobby now.
It
up
is,
to
yeah.
about what, about knee or calf level?
It's something like that, yeah. Okay, so I think my friend
Okay,
must be
sorry.
watching the stream, because when we were speaking about that picture, and I says I'll ask him, he's just popped it into my WeChat. So
Okay,
I've
it's
just
about
forwarded
this-
it to you so you can grab it and you can see. It's a little bit higher, I think.
A little bit higher, but it hasn't crested the road, which
It
is
hasn't crested the road, but it's almost there.
okay. Let me put it in the feed, and I'll do it. I got access, so.
What would be cool? I don't know whether you can, Matt. If you could put them like side by side, and then you could see. I don't know whether you're able to do that.
I could. I got to open up Photoshop to do it, but maybe we could just cycle through them really quick. So
Yeah, that's an idea.
So this is the one that's highest. This is current.
This is up
Then this
right now.
This was earlier, and this one is where it normally is.
So this is normal, and then the next one, that was yesterday. It's probably about a similar time, and that's now.
Yeah.
So
Maybe
that water's that's quite a bit higher.
that is quite a bit. I mean, that's like a meter.
Yeah,
Right?
and
That is a meter.
over a massive expansion, a meter.
Wow. Holy moly. That is crazy. Just to give you an idea of what the city looks like, here's a picture I took of the city from the Raffles City deck there, which was quite beautiful. And you can see I'm sure there's a lot more river there than land if you were to take that same picture right now, as that water kind of comes up.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Wow. So let me go through another. I still have more of these videos, so let's keep looking.
My friend,
I'll pull one up.
just to say, it's actually
Okay.
gone up. Those two pictures, that's actually 3 meters higher.
from that to that
Yeah,
is 3 meters.
yeah.
Oh my
It is
gosh!
about 3 meters, and it's still rising. He said.
So what is that? So what is the difference between that and that?
That must be a lot. Whoa.
Holy moly. Oh my God. There's going to be some scary stories coming up. Unavoidable, right? I mean, like, let's all admit that if this much water flowed down any river anywhere in the world, no matter what defense system you have in place, I mean, there's a certain point where you got to understand that tragedy is expected. It's just mitigating the amount of it, right?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, those are, absolutely. I think it's difficult for people to understand just how much water we're talking about. It's difficult for me to understand. It's pretty amazing, isn't it? Pretty amazing.
Lee, am I here?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
you're kind of there.
I lost it for a bit then.
I'm just trying to get Sasha back on the feed here, guys. So just give me another minute. She's probably driving that car. I just got a voice note, so I'll check out the voice note. I'll come back to you guys and give you a report. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. Yeah.
Let me play another video. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Hi, this is the ninth floor, I believe, in Hongyadong. I've been told that the first and the second floor was underwater, but it looks good now. And the river road is clean now. And we'll take the elevator down to the floor as lower as I can. Let me see this side. So here is Hongyadong.
Okay, so that was taken a little bit earlier. Obviously, that road has disappeared now. So can you hear me, Lee?
I can. Yeah, I can hear.
Okay.
We'll just go to a couple of voice notes from Sasha. If you guys don't mind, do you mind? I'm just going to play a couple of voice notes just to let you know her current position. If you guys are just joining us now, Sasha is from Chongqing. She pretty much took, well, I shouldn't say took the day off. That's not fair. She actually took the day to kind of explain to our audience and her audience as well what daily life is in Chongqing as the river rises. And we had her on the show here about an hour ago. And we asked her if she could possibly move to another location, maybe give us a different perspective. So here's what she's encountering on her way there. And just going to play it, and I hope you guys can hear it.
Hi guys, I may not able to come back or reconnect because the traffic is getting heavy right now, and all the roads are, because the rush hour is coming, and I cannot get closer to Jiefang Bay because all roads around Jiefang Bay are in red color on the GPS, and because some roads are blocked. So do you guys need me to come back? And now I'm driving. It may take
This is
like 40 minutes to the Beijing Road on the north side of the River Road, and the road near to the Grand Theater in Jiangbei. But I'm not sure how long it will take, actually.
So we'll see what she can do. Maybe she can pull off to the side of the road and give us another perspective while she's there. But obviously a little bit of a hectic, you got to deal with some rush hour traffic and obviously some rerouting of roads, because as you have shown there, Matt, those roads we used to walk down and enjoy beautiful promenades, fantastic parts of the city at night that were well lit up. People usually at this hour are getting dressed up to go down to, these illuminated parts of the town. You got to remember, this is an amazing city at night. It really comes alive at night with all the buildings and when they light up, and a lot of people are always down in the promenade area. So it looks like everybody is pushed up, sandwiched up into the city a bit more. I'll keep you guys up to date as I get some more updates from her.
Cool. Listen, I'm going to have to disappear really, really shortly, but I just want to sort of let you know something before I go. I might jump back in later if I get finished, but I'm actually going up to Chongqing again on the 25th.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
One of my subscribers, one of my subscribers who we met last time we were in Chongqing, who's now become a friend. He manufactures stuff here, and he's going to take us to the factory where this stuff's made. But it means we're going up to Chongqing, so it'd be quite interesting to have a look and see what things are like on the. Obviously, the peak will have passed through by then, but it'll be interesting to see how back to normal things are at that time. So yeah.
Wow. Yeah. So when you got to go now, or?
I go about five minutes or so. I'm hoping Alex can jump back in and keep you company.
Okay. Well, we'll miss you.
Thanks, mate. I just find it incredible. I as I say, when I was back living in a small village back in the UK near Evesham, it's a village called Sedgebury. We had a flood there, and I drove home, and it was about, 1:30, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And by the time I'd got home, within 2 or 3 hours, the bottom end of the village was like 2.5 meters underwater. It just shows you how quick it can happen. And after it had all finished, about a year later, they had a big inquiry into it. And it was just literally a kind of one of those sort of once in a lifetime scenarios where there was it was basically a little stream that combined with a massive downpour and some water coming down the stream from somewhere else. It was just like one of those freak events that there was just this massive amount of water at this one time. And it was just, I just couldn't believe the speed. And that's kind of like the Chongqing. We were there not that long ago, and you would never have thought there was anything, and then all of a sudden, bam, and there's it's up to 189 meters of water. It's just incredible, really.
Yeah,
the power of nature, eh?
I'm in Ningbo, and I think we have sort of similar. I'm a little bit maybe warm. I'm cooler than you. Shenzhen is very humid, or I guess
is, yeah.
too. But you're also you're protected by Hong Kong, right? So when you get are you a bit protected? Ningbo is north of Taiwan, so we tend to get smacked every so often by some pretty massive typhoons and cyclones and whatnot. And I have quite a few times been in a Zodiac pushing people out of the factory district where my wife's family's factory is, and waist deep water, and people's storefronts are flooded, and you would think livelihoods are lost, and in a lot of ways for a moment they are, but if you were to go back to the same area, even 4 or 5 days later, you don't even know that was what was there. So
yeah, they get. I've never experienced a flood here in Shenzhen. I did in Shanghai many years ago. It's quite funny because I hadn't been coming to China that long, and I got up one morning. I've got my jeans on, I've got my shoes on, and I've noticed everybody's walking around in flip-flops. Why is everybody walking around in flip-flops? Well, little known to me, there was a storm predicted, and this was a really big one. And there was a lot of places where sort of later on in that afternoon, they were ankle deep in water because there was just so much rain came down. But they were obviously aware and prepared. I wasn't. I'd got my normal shoes on. My jeans were soaking wet up to past my knees, and I looked a bit of a fool because everybody just rolls their trousers up, walks around in these flip-flops or Wellingtons, and so. But no, I've never experienced anything here in Shenzhen.
Yeah, when was the last big flood in Shenzhen? Does anybody talk about it?
No idea. I remember that the scariest thing I experienced here was about 2 years ago. We had now normally we get typhoon warnings and it's not really that much, it's a heavy rain, a little bit of wind and it's all gone. But this one 2 years ago, that was a severe one, and that's the only one where I felt a little bit scared. You could feel buildings moving, there was windows coming through, and the sort of following day there's trees all over the place. There's bits of building that have been blown off, and that was a pretty scary time. But I saw some very slight flooding, where you get maybe half a meter on a road where it dips down, but there was nothing major. Not where I was anyway. So
yeah. Well, wow.
But it just shows you how powerful the weather can be. Mother Nature can be a very powerful force, can't it?
Anywhere in the world,
Yeah,
doesn't matter
right.
where, So, all right. I do still have some videos that she took. Okay, I found that clip. I took a drone shot at night in Chongqing of that train going over the bridge, and it gives you a really nice idea what the city looks like and how modern and beautiful it is during the nighttime. And so, anyways, I took this with my drone. I think might give you a little context of the city. And its audio is off, so you can actually talk over it. So, yeah, this took me a little while to wait till that train crossed at the right time.
Yeah, amazing place. That's a great shot. That is great shot.
If you look down, you can see those boats, and they're alongside the riverbanks. Those boats, you can't see the riverbanks now. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So you can see the road there at the top. Look.
Yeah. I mean, it's quite incredible. So I actually pulled back here. You can see the building that is that area, right? Is that Hongyang? No, that's not Hongyang. This is actually the opposite side. This is the opposite side of that peninsula. But yeah, it's so to give you some perspective, when Sasha is talking, that city that she's in is as modern as any modern city you might see anywhere else in what you might consider, modern West,
Yeah,
but quite nice. Okay, so let's see here. We've got let's see a video.
This is the fourth floor of Hongyadong. It's a food street. It looks all the same as normal, so it doesn't affect by the flood that much. Only first floor and the second floor may be affected by the flood and all blocked right now. But the elevator is not running, so fewer tourists here. So you can see all the shops are open. And here we are at the viewing platform. And you can see on my right hand is the Tiananmen Bridge. But I can't. Okay, here comes the subway. under the bridge. I'm not sure if you can view it. Yes, subway is running into the station. And I found it's clear now on the river road. So it should be good right now. The flood just passed away and the road get clean and doesn't seem to be a flood. So yeah, it's nice. I think the traffic will turn back to normal as soon as possible because you can see no cars, no any. Okay, here we are. They are transferred their furniture back to the shop, I believe.
I don't know when that. I'm not 100% sure where that was in the timeline of the video clips, because the previous one looked pretty. I mean that looked nice to see that. I know that section of road actually comes up to the bridge and then kind of peeks over, right, Lee? So
it does, yes. Yeah.
Alex is dropping some clips in. Can I play a couple of clips that he just popped in here real quick? I don't know what context they are.
Matt, I put the one with the bridge on there just to give people a normal everyday what it's like and what we're seeing now. So that bridge, I've just put it in there. So just kind of give everybody a normal day on what the river levels would be.
Okay. Yeah. So you can see that look at the land underneath. I mean, the amount of bedrock you can see. I mean, that's crazy. That's the same bridge. That's the same bridge that they're looking out from Hongyadong, because that's Raffles City there. Wow, that's a lot lower than when we were there, eh, Lee?
It is, yeah. I'd never seen it like that. It was up those pillars when we were there.
I think the next clip is pretty much, they're probably about 2 or 3 hours away to having what this would be a normal evening in Chongqing. Maybe you could play that latest clip there at night. This is what that city looks like at night. And today, I mean, you can just see how much the buildings that are right down on the water there. So their lobbies are going to be flooded. I think I've just dropped it in, yeah.
Yeah. This is Chongqing at night. I know that.
Sorry,
I know that building.
Short clip.
Lee, you okay, man? You got to go?
I need to get off and do a couple of things. So I'll bid you all farewell. Thank you very much for coming in. Appreciate that. And
thank you, Lee.
Thank you, Lee.
Take care, everyone.
Thanks. And Lee, do you want us to leave your channel connected, or do you want us to say goodbye to your audience? Up to you.
You can leave it connected for now. That's fine, I think.
Okay. All right, Matt, I'm dropping in another piece of footage I'm dropping in here is to kind of give people an idea of the infrastructure and how Chongqing is put together. It's not your traditional flat city where there's a couple of bridges over one small river. I mean, this is a city that has, I believe, within its central part area, 4,500 bridges. And then as you go out in the other districts and you start to build up the population, there's somewhere being, I think the figure is anywhere estimated to be between 15 and 17,000 bridges. And what I'll try to do is just to upload some video, and it's going to take a minute or two here while we upload it, and it should give us an idea of what the infrastructure looks like.
Okay.
So yeah, it's ready. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Here we go.
So I think you've seen this bridge before, right? You've it's kind of one of the ones where you come in, I think one of these are connected to the airport, but as you can see down by that river there's a lot of roadway, and then it slowly snakes its way up as we come over the bridges, and it just crisscrosses and turns. That's how complicated the terrain is in the city. I mean, and look at the trees in this city here. It's a beautiful city, it's green city. I mean, for a city of this magnitude, and the infrastructure. I don't know how they do it. I really have no idea how they do it.
You know, one of the interesting things is we took the train from Chongqing to the Yichang, which is where the Three Gorges Dam is. For those of you that just joined, my name is Matt from the Jialing Nation. I'm talking with Alex from Reportify Media, and Lee Barrett just left. His channel is streaming this, but he had to step out. But we're watching video from Alex at Reportify Media showing Chongqing, which is where we actually have some friends who are talking to us from a channel called iChongqing. We got a lot of people here, and I think Jerry is on too, right? We're streaming on Jerry's channel.
Yeah. A big shout out to everybody on This Is China. And I just want to say there's a gentleman in the feed here, Kevin Law. He seems to know quite a bit about how the setup is on the dam. He says, you guys are worrying too much from the point to Raffles Tower. It is a reservoir zone. Nobody is under 195 meters. It's an interesting point because, you know, as Lee was explaining before, you go in some buildings that you think are the main floor, but then you take an elevator that goes down and then that's the entrance. So, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm actually showing you right now, we're going down the Yangtze River towards Chongqing via this map. I think it's kind of interesting to show the length and breadth of the river as it comes to the east. We're actually going east, so we're reverse flow here, guys. So we're actually going up the river instead of down the river. But you can kind of get an idea of the geographical features. The reason that this place was chosen to be in behind the Three Gorges Dam is because it's got a lot of capacity to accept water. And so let's see here, Zhang County, and I'm gonna because I want to show everybody the high view of Chongqing when we get there. So this is we're cruising up the river about 500 or 600 kilometers, which is a very, very long way. So maybe I can actually zoom out. Alex, I don't know how much longer I have here for the stream. I might have to bail and go to dinner with the wife and.
No worries. I think what we'll do is we'll just wrap it up for our audience. This was kind of an impromptu kind of, you know, we tried to put it together as quickly as possible. The iChongqing said that, hey guys, we're down. We have a reporter out on location. Maybe your audience would be interested in tapping into the live stream. I know when I initially started the show, we were looking at 2 locations from panoramic, kind of like sky cams, or I guess they would call them tower cams that were sitting on buildings. And then we went a little bit more onto the street. And it was good to see Sasha was talking to some of the local residents there, asking them, you know, their concerns. What do they feel? Some were there for tourists. Some were there for actually, you know, concerned. And, you know, we're going to have to see how this plays out. And I think the next 24 hours are very crucial is what I was told. So yes. I have no problem saying goodbye to my audience and Lee's audience. And This Is China's audience. Guys, we just wanted to come in here to give you guys a pretty thorough update on at least the Chongqing area. And I'm going to hand it over to Matt to kind of wrap it up here. And I appreciate everybody coming.
Yeah, thanks, Alex. Okay, guys, talking to you from Ningbo, China, south of Shanghai by a couple of hours, just to let you know, if you guys are fairly new to the stream, just to give you an update, there was some massive flooding that is happening right now in Chongqing. The dam, the Three Gorges Dam, is receiving record amount of water, and it's releasing it to try to mitigate the flooding. Yesterday, when we started getting words of this through our contacts in Chongqing, we were all concerned about what we were hearing. We knew that the flooding in July created some epic and disastrous situations downstream, and so we expect this water right now is about a third more than the water in July that caused all the flooding in July. So I know that you're going to get probably some tragic video of streets and cars floating down the streets and people that might not have been able to get to higher ground. We wanted to offer some perspective before that happened. or before you started getting inundated with all of this, just to give some context. I also want to say that if you like this, I think we could, Alex, I know you're in the back, but I think probably we could do this again, maybe prepare a little bit better, and maybe have some people arranged downstream if you're in Wuhan, or if you're in any like more rural affected areas, or if you can be an eye on the spot to maybe add some stories on the ground, you let us know. My WeChat is, I don't care if I give out my WeChat. It's not a big deal. If you guys want to contact me, my WeChat is MATTYG, Matty G. And let me know if you're open and you have the ability to jump on and share it with us. This stream does not need a VPN, so you can actually even stream if you're Chinese from your iPhone. So that's a good thing. Yeah, again, if you like this, we can do this again. It was really thrown together because we thought it would be something that we can share. So everybody be safe. If you're in the area around the Yangtze River downstream, we're all rooting for you. If you have any questions or anything, we can answer those. Thank you very much from Alex at Reportify Media, from Jerry at This Is China, at Lee and Ollie of the Barrett Channel, Chongqing. For those of you that don't know, Chongqing is a media organization in Chongqing. They are the hosts that helped us navigate Chongqing when we visited. If you look at my channel on the Jiao Nation, you will see some fantastic videos of Chongqing when it's not dealing with this flooding situation, and I share some amazing stories of that, and you can check those out very soon. There are going to be some really beautiful stories, not to distract from the flooding, but simply to add context to an amazing city. So Chongqing did help us navigate through there, and so we want to thank Chongqing and everybody for the stream. Thank you so much. Like, subscribe when this comes up, share, because I think that we are in store for some crazy news coming out from China. And again, let's root for everybody in the affected areas. Thank you everybody for joining, and thanks all the channels, and have a good day wherever you are. Jiao. Bye-bye.